What's up, guys? Welcome to this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse reading today. I'm so glad that you guys are joining me. And first, we're going to get into fire signs. That's going to be the first signs that we do this reading for. Um, if you haven't watched me before, I do a 3 card spread when I do readings, so it'll be past, present, and future. The first card we're going to pull from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. That's going to give us the energy for the overall reading. And then we'll pull from the Modern Tarot deck for the positions. And then for the pairing of those positions, we'll pull from the Healing Energy Oracle. So yeah, welcome. I already smudged and shuffled the cards, so I figured I could do that off of camera because I know you guys' time is precious and I don't want you guys to just be sitting here watching me shuffle. So with that said, let's get right into it. So this is for my fire signs: Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. So let's go ahead and pull for the overall energy for my fire signs for the Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse. Here we go. Pleasure. Okay. So the overall energy for my fire signs for the Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse is pleasure. So I will read what it says about pleasure as we get more deeper into the reading. So let's go ahead and pull positions. So like I said, I already smudged and shuffled these, so I'm just gonna directly pull. Death, okay. 7 of Swords, okay. Knight of Swords, okay. All right, so in the past position, we have Death. In the present position, we have the 7 of Swords, okay? And in the future position, we have the Knight of Swords. So, let's see. And we have pleasure. So, right off the back, obviously with the Death card in the past position, my fire signs, you've recently gone through a transformation. Death card is, in my perspective, is all about transformation, killing off what no longer serves you, shedding layers, shedding, it could be shedding old habits, it could be shedding people as well. It's just a transformation, okay? Big, small, doesn't matter. It's just a transformation. So my fire signs in the past, you've gone through some shedding, okay? In the present moment with the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Swords is usually a card that is like trying to be, I would say trying to be sneaky. It's somebody who's kind of like has to strategize to kind of get away with something. And you kind of like got to watch your back, with the 7 of Swords. So that's what I'm getting with the 7 of Swords in the present moment. And then in the future, we have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, first of all, the Knight is like basically you taking action. So before you get to the Knight, you have the Page. And the Page is like the beginning, it's like a childlike energy. And then the Knight is like taking action and moving forward from that Page position. So with the Knight of Swords, I feel like, especially like in the future, I feel like you're definitely taking, I feel like your mind, like Swords is mental energy, right? So your thoughts, your ideas, your intellect, all communication, all of that is with the Knight of Swords. So I feel like in the future, that's gonna be getting stronger for my fire signs, because I'm like, okay, we have pleasure, and we pull pleasure for the beginning of the reading. So, um, hmm, okay. So far, I feel like, okay, because we pull pleasure, right? So I feel like, right, like with the pleasure card, this is really good for my fire signs. Like you guys are gonna have, like you guys are almost like enjoying yourself, especially because in the past you went through a transformation, and so I feel like when you have the Seven of Swords right after the Death card, I feel like you kind of are in the present moment, kind of being careful with how you move, if that makes sense. Like, you know, when you, and I feel like this in life as well. Like when you go through a transformation and it's almost like a level up, you can't really just go and tell everybody, right? Like you don't. Or I guess you can, right? But like you don't really want to tell everybody because everybody's not going to clap for you. Everybody's not going to be happy for this new level that you're at. And I feel like the Seven of Swords is you kind of being careful, kind of looking over your shoulder, kind of trying to see like, okay, um, you know, how does this affect, how I move in my life? If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Like, yeah, like, and I'm like, let me look at the intentional tarot, because I just want to make sure of something. But that's my hypothesis at the moment, is that my fire signs have gone through a transformation, and you guys are being careful. You guys are being careful. So, focus on planet go. Evidence based. Aggressive, confrontational. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Separate cutting strategies. Okay. So, yeah, with the Seven of Swords, um, usually the Seven of Swords is like a sneaky card, and I just get the feeling that you guys can't, my fire signs, you guys cannot tell everybody what you're up to. That's really what I think it is. You guys cannot tell everybody what you're up to. Because if you told everybody what you were up to, I'm pretty sure, like I said before, somehow, some way, unwanted, maybe negative energy would like creep in to that whole situation, And then the Knight of Swords, like I said before, you're taking action. This is you getting things accomplished, and being focused on a goal or a project or something like that. But you're definitely, with the Knight of Swords, you're going to be more focused in the future with this goal that you have. So, and it's kind of interesting as well because, you know, I've seen memes as well on like Instagram that'll say like, you know, don't tell everybody what you're up to, or you know, basically keep quiet about, you know, your endeavors, and then just kind of like show up once it's done. And that's the exact like energy that I'm getting with this reading for my fire signs, especially because again, right, we pulled in the beginning, we pulled pleasure. So because we pulled pleasure, you know, you've gone through your transformation in the past, fire signs, and then now with the Seven of Swords, you're being strategic about how you're continuing to navigate through, or how you're being strategic about how you're navigating towards this goal. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, is that you're being strategic. Because like I said before, um, you know, when you have projects that you're working on, you don't want to tell everybody, because again, everybody's not going to clap for you. You might get side-eyed. You know, somebody might be low-key jealous. And so this is just, you know, what we know about humans, right? So you're with the Seven of Swords, you're like, okay, I can't tell you too much, okay? You know, if people ask, like, what are you up to? Because you did go through your transformation, and, you know, they just want to touch bases or whatever. It's like, can I trust you? Or should I tell you everything I'm up to? And so, I mean, is it dishonest? I guess. I don't really think it's, usually the Seven of Swords can be dishonest depending on, you know, the spread, but I don't feel like this is a dishonest energy. I just feel like you're being strategic, like I said, about what information you're giving to people, because also people will use information against you, specifically your information. So, and then, you know, people will like run and tell this person like, oh, they, you know, they didn't went through this little transfer, you know, they trying to do this, and you know how people are, you know how humans are. So with the Seven of Swords, you're just being careful about who you allow, like, yeah, you're being careful about who you allow into your like private space, I guess, while you're on your way to your goal. So that's what I'm getting for my fire signs. Again, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. I'm getting that you guys are headed towards a goal in the future. Okay, right now you're in a position where you can't really tell everybody with the Seven of Swords. You can't tell everybody, and rightfully so, right? Because you also want to enjoy, you know, with the pleasure card, you want to enjoy this journey to wherever goal you're trying to get to, and you don't want people to ruin that. So you keep it on the down low, okay? So yeah, so that's what I'm getting. That's definitely like what I'm getting. I'm gonna pull from the Healing Energy Oracle to pair the positions. So already smudged and shuffled these. So let's go ahead and get into it. Success for death, okay. Inner work for the Seven of Swords, okay. One step at a time, okay. So, to pair the Death card, we pull Success, and it reads, I grow and thrive in the universe. I discover the purity of my heart and the higher wisdom that guides me towards victory. I direct my thoughts towards clarity and nurture wisdom, love, and goodness within me. I am free now, and I succeed in my life. Yeah, love it. Because for my fire signs, whatever transformation, like I said, big or small, that you went through in your past, that transformation is leading to your success. And period. Like, and then for the Seven of Swords, we pulled Inner Work. And I'll read what it says. It says, God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. As I become aware of my weaknesses, I turn them into strengths. I direct my thoughts towards the light and see the positive side of every stage of my life. Darkness turns into my courage, thus I get stronger. So, I direct my thoughts towards the light and see the positive side of every stage of my life. I turn them into strengths. I direct my thoughts towards the light and see the positive side of every stage of my life. Darkness turns into courage, thus I get stronger. Yeah, I feel like the darkness turns into courage, thus I get stronger is really sticking out for me with the Seven of Swords. Um, hmm, yeah. Because, like I said, the Seven of Swords in this reading for my fire signs, I feel like it's more of you being strategic. Okay, I feel like it's more of you not telling everybody what you're up to. Okay, and yeah, that's what I'm getting. And then for the Knight of Swords, we pull the one step at a time, and I'll read what it says. It says, I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. So, yeah. So, this Knight of Swords, like I said, my fire signs, you guys are working towards a goal, okay, with this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse coming up. And the universe is letting you know to take one step at a time, okay? Um, because we all know when you're, trying to achieve a goal, it does take those little steps, and then, once you look up, you'll be like at the finish line, right? It's almost like I don't know if this is a good analogy, but it's almost like when you build a house, right? You have to start brick by brick. You can't just like have a whole wall without laying down, brick by brick. It's the same thing with trying to achieve your goals. Like every small step matters. And I feel like sometimes society or like maybe even social media makes it seem like, once you start, once you have a goal that you want to get towards, and usually people will like show you the beginning and then they'll show you the end result, okay, which is you achieving a goal. But people don't really show those in between steps when it comes to trying to achieve a goal. They don't really show you the setbacks. They don't really show you the challenges. And so I feel like, it's a good reminder for my fire signs as you are chasing your goal to make sure that you're taking one step at a time and to be patient with yourself with those steps that you're taking, because it just takes time. Unless, you have, I'm like, I don't know what you could have that would, make it overnight. If you got it, cool. All good, sending you love and light, okay? But your goals are going to take some effort. It's going to take some time. And you really just have to take one step at a time. So, and now I'm going to read what it says for pleasure. Let's see what that, tie that in. Okay. It says, are you taking life too intensively or too seriously? The time has come to call in the pleasures of life. Seek lightheartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. Okay. So yeah, I feel like my fire signs, this journey that you're on now, you love doing it. Okay, this is what I'm feeling. Like my fire signs again, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. You are on this journey to doing more things that you love. And so in the past, you've gone through the transformation that you needed to go through to get the success that you desire. And in the present moment, you're being strategic, okay? You're being strategic about getting to that goal, okay? Because as I said before, you know and I know that you cannot tell everybody everything that you're up to, um, because you know how humans are, right? I know how humans are, right? So we get that part. And then in the future, you have the Knight of Swords, okay? And the Knight of Swords is you taking action towards that goal. So, and then we had matched it with the one step at a time, which again, um, when you are trying to achieve a goal, you do have to remember that it does take one step at a time. Oftentimes, we might try to rush to get to a goal, or we might skip over steps as well, trying to get to a goal. And so to be reminded that, it just takes time and to have patience with that process, that is the message that I'm getting. So um, I'll just recap, just to recap. So for my fire signs, again, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. For the Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse, the message is that um, you guys are on this journey to achieving your goals. In the past, you've gone through a transformation that you needed to go through, big or small, that will help you get towards your goal. And this transformation is helping you reach the success, okay? And in the present moment, you have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is you being more strategic about this journey towards your goals. You're not letting everybody know what you're up to, because you and I know how humans are, and you just can't tell everybody everything, because it sometimes ruins the energy of that journey that you're on. Okay, um, and then the Knight of Swords in the future position is you taking action towards that goal, which is why I said that, the message is all based around you achieving a goal. Okay, and like I said, in the present moment, you're being strategic and who you tell and who you let into that journey with you. And then overall, we have pulled the pleasure card. And with the pleasure card, I feel like whatever goal my fire signs are going towards, um, you guys are, it's going to bring you pleasure. Like you're doing something you love. Like this goal that you have is tied to you having pleasure. Okay. And so that's the energy I'm getting. Even last reading, my fire signs had sword energy, and like here again we have the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Knight of Swords. So I just feel like, again, my fire signs, you guys are definitely building up this mental. You're building up your mental capabilities. Um, you, especially with this transformation in the past, you guys are really coming back stronger to where, like, mentally nobody can fuck with you. Period. Nobody can fuck with you mentally. That's what I'm getting from my fire signs overall in general, especially from the last reading that I did for fire signs, and then now I'm just like, okay, yeah, not to be fucked with. Period. So yeah, that is the message that I'm getting for my fire signs. If you guys have any other questions for my fire signs, definitely reach out to me, DM me. But yeah, that is all that I have for my fire signs. I am going to do water signs next. So that'll be Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards, smudge them, and then I will be right back. So. All right, and we are back again. Okay, we're back again. Um, so now I'm gonna do my water signs. That is Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces for this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse we have coming up. So I did already go ahead and smudge and shuffle the cards. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull to get the overall energy for this reading for my water signs. So here we go. Fear. Okay, waxing gibbous. So the overall energy that I get for my water signs, again, that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We pulled fear. So let's get into it, okay? I did go ahead and shuffle and smudge these already as well. So let me go and just start pulling. So for the past, okay, present, okay, and future. Okay, cool. So in the past position for my water signs, we have the Queen of Pentacles, okay. In the present position, we have the Nine of Wands. And in the future position, we have the Tower card, okay. So I'm like, I see how, there might be some fear there for my water signs. Queen of Pentacles in the past. So, and I'm like looking at the cards to pull a message, because with the Queen of Pentacles, you've probably heard me mention before, is like the Beyonce card. Pentacles is like it's money, wealth, assets, material gains. That's the Queen, and because it's the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen is like a nurturing energy, a mother-like energy. Queen of Pentacles is the energy of like taking care of, your business, your family, nurturing the people around you, being generous, okay, with your resources and with your efforts. And that's in your past. Now, in the present, you have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is like a card that represents like kind of gone through a battle, or like ready for a fight almost. Like you kind of like gone through some things, and now you're kind of like awaiting this challenge because you know it's coming. And it's interesting that we have the Nine of Wands in the present, because literally in the future you have the Tower card. And so it's like, with the Nine of Wands and then the Tower card, it's like you already can feel something that's coming. And especially because it's, my water signs are usually very intuitive. So I feel like you feel like there's something coming and you don't know what it is. And this is why we have the Tower card in the future. And the Tower card is a card that represents sudden changes, pretty much a disruption. I'm like, as you can, I don't know if you can see, let's see, maybe you can. The Tower card is people jumping out of a tower. The tower is set on fire by, an electric bolt. And so it's like this, it's the sudden eruption, okay? Sudden change that just disrupts everything. And I feel like my water signs can feel it coming, which is maybe why we maybe pulled the fear card for the overall reading. I'm like, dang. You know, I'm like, okay, water signs, like, y'all know something's up, okay? Y'all really do know something's up. I can't, I'm gonna just say this is like general, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say this is, I don't, I'm like, I don't really feel um, you know, I'm not gonna say it's like with work or with relationships. I think it's just a general, you know, like you feel like something's up. You're kind of like on guard, kind of ready for something uh, to go left. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like my water signs, y'all feel like something could probably go left at any minute. And so y'all are ready with the 9 of Wands, okay? Y'all are standing like, okay, what's up? And then it's like literally in the future, after that, something happens. You know, something suddenly just like erupts, okay? Um, and so I'm gonna pull now from the Healing Energy Oracle to pair it up. So let's see. Mm. Acceptance. Okay. Balance. Okay. Transformation. Mm. Okay. So for the Queen of Pentacles in the past, we pulled the Acceptance card. And the Acceptance card says, I accept every step that life presents me without resistance. I try to find out what the universe is trying to teach me so that I can grow. Thus, I advance in freedom on the path of light. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. I like that. For the 9 of Wands, we pulled the Balance card. And for balance, it says, I find a balance between each sphere of my life. I am the master of my daily life. I make time to nourish the spiritual and the physical. I bring love to my world by fulfilling the needs of my body and soul. So, yeah, even with the 9 of Wands, I'm the master of my daily life. I make time to nourish the spiritual and physical. I feel like because with the 9 of Wands, right, you're like you're ready, you're standing ready for a battle, and you've already kind of gone through some slight challenges, um, but you got through them. So I'm like, maybe this kid, like, with it being paired with balance, maybe this is, maybe like as you're standing there waiting for whatever is ready to pop off, uh, trying to find balance and the meaning in this area of your life, if that makes sense. Um, because you've just gone through some challenges, right? So um, maybe it's almost like a restorative type of energy with the balance card, I feel like. You know, whatever areas in life that you've gone through challenges, maybe try to restore that area, restore the energy there. And then with the Tower card, we pull Transformation, which I love. I'm going to read it. It says, I am constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow. I am aware of my progress and open my wings to the light. So I love that, right? Because the Tower card is literally, like I said, a sudden change. And I feel like there's something, like my water signs, you guys are definitely headed towards um, a sudden change, a sudden transformation. Again, it could be big or small, okay? It could be an epiphany, it can be an awakening, you know, your paradigm might shift in the future for my water signs, but that's what I'm getting. And I do feel like because we did pull the Fear card in the beginning, it's scary for my water signs, okay? It's you might, I mean, even with fear though, you know, fear is a part of the journey, So I like to think of fear as, you know, it's not a bad thing. You know, like we, as human beings, we do need fear, but we can't allow it to control us and to like navigate our life. So um, that's how I feel about fear. And I feel like, you know, it's almost natural for my water signs to be fearful, especially because in the present moment you have the Nine of Wands. So you've kind of already gone through some things, and you're kind of like standing there, you know, just waiting for what's next. And that's, you know, it's human nature for you to be, you know, fearful of that, right? Um, like basically like, okay, what's next? Or like, and then again, you have this Tower card in the future, which is giving me, which is giving me a sudden change, and maybe you're afraid of that sudden change because you can't put your foot on it, or you can't put your, you know, you can't put your finger on it, but you know it's kind of coming. And I'm gonna read what it says for fear. So let's see. Um, it says the time for courage is here. Fear is only useful if it teaches you something. You must examine whether your fears are old or new, useful or unhelpful. Fear blocks flow. It says if there is one thing that stops people from fulfilling their dreams or even getting things done that they want done, it is fear. Experiencing fear is built in, a chemical part of the way our brain works to protect us. Emotions such as fear cause the production of a whole raft of body chemicals that give us the best chance of coping with situations that need our attention to survive. So, so yeah, I feel like, um, hmm, whether your fears are old or new. Yeah, that's that's what's going on. Like for my water signs, you guys are, you guys. I mean, I'm not gonna say you're fearful, but I feel like because again you've gone through something already with the of Wands, um, you have this fear naturally, right? But you have to ask yourself, like the book said, is the fear working for you, okay, or is it working against you? You know, are you allowing fear to navigate your life? And because you have the Tower card in the future, I just feel like that's gonna disrupt things for you, and that can be scary. But like the book said, you know, with the fear card, it's actually a time to be courageous. Okay, that's the focus that I want to focus on, is that whatever this transformation, whatever this sudden change for you is, it's a time for you to be courageous and, you know, look it in the face and deal with it. You know, don't let fear navigate whatever comes your way, is what I want to say to my water signs. Okay, um, because like I said, you've gone through something already, and with the Tower card in the future, there's gonna be something that happens that's gonna be a sudden shock to you. Okay, and it's gonna be a time when you need to be courageous. And because we pulled transformation with the Tower card, that's just making me be like, okay, definitely, this is gonna lead to a transformation. Okay, um, as the card says, you are constantly evolving. So this, whatever is happening in the future, for my water signs, for this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse, this is you. This is going towards you evolving. Okay, this is meant for you to evolve. So don't fight it. Don't be scared. Okay, don't, what do they say? Don't be scared. Okay, like this is meant for you. Okay, and again, it's almost, you know, I feel like the fear card is almost kind of like the Death card, and you know the tarot deck, the Death card, like because when you see the Death card, you feel like, oh my gosh, death, but it's like it's not death, it's transformation and renewal. It can be so many different things. It's not literally death, and I feel the same way about the Fear card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle because it's like you don't need to be fearful. You need to be courageous. You need to ask yourself, are you allowing fear to hold you back um, from making the changes that you want to make? Okay. Um, and also dealing with whatever you need to deal with. Um, so yeah, I feel like my water signs, something is definitely coming up for you. Um, so be on the lookout. Okay, like I said, what area of life that is, I can't really. I feel like it's just in general. Like I feel like it might be like the direction your life is going, um, and yeah, I feel like it's just the direction that your life is going. That there can be a sudden shift there. So, so yeah, that's the message that I have for my water signs. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle and smudge, and I'm gonna do my air signs next, um, and then we will get to that reading. So, yeah, I will be right back. right. So we are back, you guys. We are going to now do the reading for my air signs. That is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So I already smudged and shuffled the cards, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So um, for this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse, for my air signs, we are pulling Blossoming. Okay, so that is Flower Moon. Okay, Blossoming. Love that for my air signs. So now we are going to pull for the positions of past, present, and future. So here I go. Okay, past, present, and future. Okay. So, in the past position, we had the High Priest. Okay, High Priestess. In the present position, we have the Page of Wands. Okay, and in the future, we have the Lover's card. Okay, so so I'm getting like, especially with the Page of Wands. I guess I'll get into that later, but starting with the High Priest, right? In your past, for my air signs, again, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. With the High Priestess card represents a person who has wisdom. He or she understands how the universe works. They they have this intuition as well. It's also a spiritual energy as well. The High Priestess is like that person that you go to understand the world, if that makes sense. Like it's that person who's wise, almost like a guru type of energy. And so that's what the High Priestess. But it's more of like a mysterious, how can I say it? Like a mysterious, it's like that energy where, like I said, a guru, but like a mysterious, it's like it's like the person who has all the wisdom and the keys and the knowledge of how life works and stuff like that. That's kind of like the priestess, the High Priestess energy. Now, that was in your past. So I actually feel like for my air signs, this could be someone else. You know, with the High Priestess, I feel like this is maybe somebody that you might have went to. Maybe you got some spiritual guidance. Maybe you had a tarot reading done. There's a lot of ways that the High Priestess can show up, but I'm getting a feeling that this is maybe somebody else that influenced you. Okay, so now we have the Page of Wands in the present moment, and like I said before, the page is like the beginning. It's a childlike energy, and with the wands energy is our desires, our will, our things we want to manifest. There's manifest energy with the wands. So I feel like the Page of Wands is my air signs looking at what they want to manifest. Okay, and the Lovers card, of course, you might say, like, you know, it's about the lovers, you know, relationships and stuff like that. But more specifically, you know, I look at the Lovers card as a time for you to be open as well. It's a time of like, it's the energy of being open with your communication and just being naked to who you are. You know, like just showing yourself for who you are, being open and being honest with your communication and showing up as yourself. Okay, when it comes to relationships, it can be platonic or romantic as well. And I feel like that this energy is you blossoming for my air signs. I'm gonna just read what it says for the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, yeah. Something new to be passionate about, spontaneous, enthusiastic. Involves a spur in the moment, fun activity. Taking a spontaneous new direction in your life. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like my air signs, you guys are taking a new direction in your life. That is the energy that I'm getting with this reading. And in the future, I feel like because you're taking this new direction, it's going to allow you to, like I said, be open and honest about who you are. And this will help. I feel like this ties into the blossoming energy that we pulled for the first card, for the overall energy of the reading. This is all you blossoming, okay? Yeah, especially with the High Priestess in the past, like I said, sometimes, or I've noticed, with the High Priestess, when you come into contact with that energy, it sparks something in you. And, after getting that spark, right, you then put it into motion with the Page of Wands. And you begin, the page is like an inexperienced, childlike energy. And so with the Wands energy, like I said, it being about what you want to manifest, and the will and desire that you have, I feel like it's taken a new direction. And that was influenced by the High Priestess in the past. Now, after the Page of Wands, you have the Lover's card in the future. So like I said, I feel like this new direction is going to allow you to open up more and show yourself, show yourself to the world even. Because I feel like my air signs, you guys are slowly but surely learning that you can show up as who you want to be in this world, okay? There's been a lot of changes just in the collective. There's been just a lot of changes and a lot of epiphanies, maybe paradigms shifted, and it's almost like you're being pushed to really just be your authentic self 24/7, no days off. Like really be like at the table, like, yeah, I'm about to go watch a tarot reading. Or yeah, I'm about to go do this. Or yeah, I'm about to go do that. No matter how crazy it might seem, right? I feel like that's, being able to stand in your truth, being able to stand in what you believe. I feel like that's the path that my air signs are getting comfortable in. And that's why, again, we pull blossoming, because I feel like this reading is going to allow my air signs to continue to blossom, okay? This Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse is going to definitely allow my air signs, and again, that's Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, is going to allow you guys to blossom into, showing up as your authentic self, being open and honest with people, so that, you're putting yourself first, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Energy Oracle. Again, I did already smudge and shuffle these, so let's go ahead and pair. So I'm putting God's hands, action, okay. A new opening, yes, okay. So with the High Priestess in the past, we pulled in God's hands, and I'll read what it says. It says, my trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady, and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. So that's the energy we pulled with the High Priestess, and I like that because, again, with the High Priestess energy, um, the High Priestess energy, it's a spiritual energy. You know what I'm saying? It's a spiritual. Uh, and I feel like again, you might have went to somebody or you were influenced by the High Priestess energy, which made you change your direction for my air signs. So I feel like you had faith, as you were getting this influence or guidance from someone else or another source other than yourself. You're trusting God basically, or trusting the universe, um, with whatever you were seeking. You know what I'm saying? And with the Page of Wands, we pull the card of action. Okay. And I'll read what it says for action. It says, "My divine action incites love and harmony. I am aware of my thoughts and driven by positive forces. I listen to my heart. My desire to manifest light transforms test into growth, challenge into opportunity, and fear into love." So I love that because, like I said, with the Page of Wands, you're about to go into this new direction, and it's like a spontaneous energy with the Page of Wands. And so, you're taking action. You're going towards something new. You're blossoming. Okay, air signs. And then with the Lovers card, which I love this, we pulled a new opening, and I'll read what it says. It says, "When one door closes, I am confident another will open, and it will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning they present to me. Serenity comes from within." So I love that, for the Lovers card because, this Lovers energy, like I said, is giving you a chance to be open and be honest in who you are. Okay, it's you showing up naked, like, this is who I am. Um, Take it or leave it. Okay, that and again, all this blossoming energy. Because like I said, I feel like my air signs are on this journey to show up as who they really want to be. You guys are like, it's almost like, and I don't know what it could have been, right? It might have been a pandemic. It could have been the ripple effects per the pandemic. Okay, maybe the people around you, maybe you had some epiphanies, maybe even spiritual awakenings, but something happened to where you were like, I need to go do what's best for me. That's what I'm getting from my air signs. Like, it's like, I need to go live my best life. I like you, and you deserve it too, right? Like, I feel like my air signs, you deserve it. And so you're on that journey, right? And so you're still blossoming. And, the more lover energy you put and you carry with you, the more you're going to attract exactly what's right for you because you're being open and honest, okay, about who you are, what you believe in, what you stand up for. And that's very powerful, okay? That's super powerful. So I feel like I said, my air signs, you guys are blossoming during this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse, okay? I love it. I really do. And again, with the Lovers, this could be platonic or romantic. It could also be with family. There's not a specific type of relationship. This could be at work as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys, and especially because I think in the past we've had the either the High Priestess or the Hierophant when it comes to my air sign readings. I know I want to say it's the Hierophant that I've pulled before, and so again, even with the Hierophant, it's that spiritual teacher, that wise guru energy that my air signs are being influenced by and being assisted as well. The the High Priestess and the Hierophant, you know, I feel like you guys are being assisted with that energy and being kind of like pushed, because as humans, sometimes we need that push, because a lot of humans are lost. I'm not saying that you're lost, right? But I'm just saying in general, you know, a lot of people out there do feel lost. And so when they find that source that, you know, they trust and that they can be influenced by to push them closer to their journey, and to the reality that they want, you know, it's almost like, I want to say it's almost like a fix, but it's not a drug, right? But it's just like, you know where to go to get your direction. Okay, you know where, you know the person, you know the source to go towards, that can put you back in alignment, okay, towards what you want. So, and again, with the Page of Wands, I feel like this is you making a change in that direction that you were going, okay? And it could be something new, okay? Because that's the thing with my air signs, you know, y'all can go, you know? So, you know, even if it's something totally different, okay? You got the energy to go with it. That's what I get from my air signs, especially Gemini and especially Aquarius. You know, you don't really let the status quo or the expectations hold you back. Like if you feel like something's not working, or if you feel like you want to, you know, drop this and do this instead, you'll do it. Okay, like that's the energy with my air signs. And again, all of this is helping you to blossom. Okay, so this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse is definitely you being shifted into this portal for you to continue blossoming, because eclipses are seen as portals, okay, for us to jump through it or not, and it's a portal to put us where we're meant to be. And I feel like my air signs, you guys are meant to be in this position where you can show up as yourself and be honest with people and communicate that in your relationships. And so yeah, that is the energy that I have for my air signs. I love this for my air signs. You know, my air signs, y'all really are on the journey. Okay, y'all have, and even in my past readings, my air signs have been on this journey, and I love to see it. You know, like I love to see growth, progress, and transformation. And you guys are really doing the work. That's what I'm getting. So yeah. If my air signs need any clarification, like I said, feel free to reach out to me in the DMs. But yeah, my air signs, y'all are growing. Y'all are blossoming. I love it. I'm going to read what it says for blossoming, and then I will wrap it up. Let's see. Okay. It says, do not give up. You have planned for this. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your victories. So yeah, this is exactly, you know, what I say with the Lover's energy, okay? Take no notice of what others think about you or say about you. Open and rise. You know, that open and rise energy with the Lovers. Be yourself, rise in your truth, and stand in it, okay? In your relationships. And like I said, somebody could be jealous, but who cares? Let them be jealous. People gonna be jealous anyways, especially when you start to blossom, air signs. Expect people to be jealous, okay? Because that's human nature, right? And especially, you know, especially when you start this new journey or when you take this new direction, you know, there's gonna always be critics, okay? And I kind of have this saying. I kind of have this saying where it's like, the critics will always be the critics. That's why they're a critic. Like, it's like, of course, people are going to criticize. That's what they're meant to do. But guess what? The critics are on the sideline criticizing you. Okay, and let them do that. Like, think about it, right? We have one life on this earth, right? We have one life to live. Imagine waking up and wasting it criticizing somebody else on their journey, on their one life. Like, that's miserable. Like, why do, I can't, I understand it, but I sometimes, I'm like, whew, you must be miserable to wake up and really criticize and talk negative about other people's life and how they live their life. Like, I can't imagine wasting my one life doing that. But there are a lot of people that do it. And so, let them sit in that misery of critiquing you. That's why I like to say, like, one of my favorite sayings is, uh, their life is punishment enough. Because a lot of the times, people who criticize people, people who judge people, people who are negative towards other people about what they're doing, especially when what they're doing makes them happy and someone has something to say about it, you're miserable. Because why would you not want to see somebody happy? So, like I said, I couldn't imagine, you have to be miserable to wake up and really be worried about somebody else, especially have a negative comment to say as well and criticize them. And it's a difference between criticizing and giving feedback. Very clear about that. You can give constructive criticism, constructive, right? Constructive criticism and feedback, and then there's just criticizing, which is usually very negative. And it doesn't help when you criticize somebody. So, like I said, let the criticizing people, let the jealous people do what they do best, okay? Because their life is miserable, okay? So, and if you're one of these people who criticize people or who is jealous, get it together. Period. Get your life together, because you you wake up and it's such a waste. You might as well just throw in the towel. Like, do something better, be better, do better. So, that's the message. Sorry, I went into like a tangent, but I just feel like my air signs, y'all have to know that people are going to have something to say and have an opinion on y'all, because y'all are on this journey of blossoming, and people do not like to see other people winning. I'm just gonna say it's human nature. Like I said, a lot of people are miserable. Whew. And so you can't allow their miserability to look. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're gonna go with it. You can't allow that to stop you from blossoming. Okay? If anything, you should let that water you and make you grow even more. Okay? Because I think they say, like, when people are mad at you or people feel some type of way about you doing what's best for you, then you're doing something right. Okay? Because that's just how they are. Okay, I can't really resonate with it because that's just not me, but that's the energy that they bring. So yeah, continue blossoming, my air signs. I'm really glad, like, I'm really happy with this message for my air signs. Again, that is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. um, so yeah, you guys are on your way. So, I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle the cards, smudge them, and prepare for my earth signs. My earth signs are Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. So I will be right back. Okay, we are back. Ready to do my earth signs for this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse that we have coming up. Um, for my earth signs, that is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So I did already go ahead and smudge and shuffle the cards. So I'm going to pull the first card, and we have abundance, and that is Hunter's Moon. So for my earth signs, that is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. For the Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse, the energy is abundance. Okay, I'm here for it. Abundance, love it. Okay, and now we're gonna pull for the positions of past, present, and future with the modern tarot deck. So let's go ahead. Okay. 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 So for my earth signs, we have the Queen of Wands in the past. In the present, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. And in the future, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. So, let me just review really quick, see what messages pop out. Yeah, I'm just really, I'm like, it did get really silent, huh? Because I'm looking and, because the Queen of Wands, right, in the past, Queen of Wands, like I said, Wands energy is about will, manifesting. Um, it's your, it's like vitality. Um, and with the Queen of Wands, you know, you're able to like manifest whatever you want. You know, she's obviously a queen, but she can Queen Wands has like a fire energy, so she's able to basically just like wave her wand and get what she wants. And I feel like this is tied to your abundance card that we pulled in the beginning of the reading. Now, with the Nine of Swords, again, swords energy is the mind, intellect, um, you know, things that deal with the mental processes. And so with the Nine of Swords, you know, it's almost like something is keeping you up in the present moment. There's something that might be keeping you up, maybe your worries, your doubts, um, you know, fears, maybe regrets. You know, that is the energy of the Nine of Swords. Regrets, doubts, that keeping you up at night energy. Okay. Now in the future, you have the Seven of Swords. So in previous readings, I can't really remember who had pulled it, but you know, the Seven of Swords, I mentioned before that the Seven of Swords can be a card of deception. It can be a card of being strategic, kind of having to like watch your back, and it's, you know, looking over your shoulder type of energy. And so I'm like, So, and it's crazy, right? Because we pulled the abundance card to begin with. So I feel like you know, I feel like this abundance that my earth signs that they will be receiving, I feel like there could be some overthinking attached to this Nine of Swords. You know, maybe there could be some overthinking um, in the present moment. Um, you know, I feel like because um, I think in ooh, because I feel like when we think of abundance, sometimes we try to attach maybe perfection with abundance, and especially like with my earth signs, you know, there can be this desire for perfection, and because maybe you don't feel like you have that perfection, that could possibly be keeping you up, you know, or have you overthinking things when it comes to you achieving this abundance. That was something that, yeah, I felt like, you know, we do, and I think, I don't know if it's human nature, but in general, like when we think of making a lot of money, you know, or when we think of success, we also attach that to perfection. So that's why we achieve the perfection, because even when we look at successful people, we can tend to place this perfection blanket on them and say, like, that's why they're successful. Look at everything they do, it's perfect. Like, you know, even if we think of Beyonce, we, you know, she's perfect, like that's why she's, you know, she, but the reality is behind the scenes, child, it could be a shit show. Now she pulls it together, right? But again, that message is to tie in that we oftentimes believe that perfection is tied to abundance, and it's not. And I think that maybe my earth signs right now, you know, that's possibly what's keeping you up, or having you worry about the abundance that you have, because the abundance is here. You know what I'm saying? Like the abundance is here for this Sagittarius total lunar eclipse. But a part of you is up at night worrying about something. And you don't have to be up at night, right? But you can be worried about something. Something's obviously plaguing your mind. Um, it could be something as easy as, you know, I should have went with this vendor instead of that vendor. Or, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that. A lot of should haves, a lot of could haves, okay, is what I'm getting with the Nine of Swords. Now, with the Seven of Swords energy in the future, I feel like you're going to have to, I feel like this is you watching your back. I don't think you're trying to be dishonest. I don't get a dishonest energy um, with the Seven of Swords in the future. Um, I feel like the Seven of Swords, again, is like in the previous readings I did before, is you being strategic. Um, and I feel like, yeah, I feel like you're being careful and strategic. Sometimes the Seven of Swords can represent trying to get away with something, but I don't think you're trying to get away with something. I just think that you are trying to really just strategize from my earth signs. Um, and kind of like watching your back. And that's not a bad thing. You know, I don't think that that's a bad thing, especially when it comes to your journey to abundance. Um, because oftentimes, right, as I mentioned before, there's all types of influences that can try and sabotage you when you're on your way to abundance. And it can be like a person, it can be, I mean, usually it's a person, or it could just be like a karmic thing. It could be all different types of sources that are kind of like out to sabotage you. And so I feel like, you know, that's causing you to be strategic and kind of be like weary about how you share this abundance and how you engage with others on that journey with your abundance, if that makes sense. Yeah, because it's like in the past, yeah, the Queen of Wands, you definitely have the abundance in front of you. Um, but, and this also could be, you know, I also actually, I really do feel like the Seven of Swords. This could be somebody else. I don't think that this is my Earth signs. I don't feel like, you guys are trying to get away with something. Um, and I mean, of course, you have to be strategic, but I really do feel like this might be somebody in the future, okay, who might be trying to get away with something, um, and is trying to be deceptive. This could be somebody else, who is being deceptive towards you. And so you definitely want to look out for that. Yeah, I feel like that's, yeah, more the message for my earth signs, especially with this abundance, okay? When when you're abundant and people see that, they feel that, they're like, people can start to be like, oh, let me come around. Oh, let me feed off of that. And so in the future, I feel like my earth signs are going to have to be aware of people who are being dishonest, or people who are trying to get away with something, or people who are maybe plotting. You might just want to be aware of that. I'm not saying you have to focus on it. I'm not calling out no family members, but I'm just saying that you want to be aware of that deceptive, dishonest energy. And for you, you might want to be strategic so that you can navigate that other side of the Seven of Swords. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, right? Let's say you have a family member who always, like, that they usually only come around when they see you doing good. They don't really reach out to you when you might not be at your best. But it's anytime you're doing good, right? They come around. So, and maybe they ask you for money, or like they're just, but you feel this like you can't trust them. That's like, you can't really trust them, right? But they come around, and you being strategic, with the Seven of Swords, maybe you don't tell them everything you have going on, because that they're gonna feed off of that, or try and be like, oh, well, can you, that type of energy is what I'm feeling in the future for the Seven of Swords for my earth signs. Again, that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So you just want to be aware of that, when people are trying to pull one over on you, okay? It could be finessing, okay? Like, if somebody's trying to finesse you in the future, that could be also the Seven of Swords, somebody trying to finesse you. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, I don't feel like the Seven of Swords is my earth signs, especially because you guys have this abundance going on. But I do feel like if it is for my earth signs, it's for you to be strategic about how you are expressing that abundance, and being weary of who might be trying to take advantage, or even just feed off of you. You also want to be aware of that for my earth signs. Because, yeah, you pulled the abundance. We got the abundance. The abundance is there, especially with the Queen of Wands in the past. Like, you guys have manifested your abundance, period. My earth signs, you guys have worked hard for this abundance that you are receiving. Especially during this total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, you guys have worked for it, okay? You've done the work. You've waved your wand of magic, okay? And you got abundance, okay? And in the present moment, I feel like you guys might be overthinking, especially Virgo, Capricorn as well. Taurus, I won't say, I don't know. I can see a Taurus overthinking, more so maybe regret, or with Taurus, maybe just not so confident maybe in the decisions that they had to make. But I feel like definitely, Nine of Swords energy, It could be overthinking and doubts, okay? Because like I said, we tend to attach abundance to perfection. And when we don't achieve that perfection, we question ourselves. That's human nature, right? Everyone does it at some point. It's like, dang, I should have did this. Dang, I should have did that. And it's like a hindsight thing. And so you could be like, really like, oh my gosh, is somebody gonna notice that I, wasn't perfect? And so that's that Nine of Swords energy in the present moment. But, I'm here to tell you it's okay, because you already got the abundance. Earth signs, y'all already got the abundance. It's very clear. I just think in the future, you're going to have to watch out for people who are trying to, like I said, plot or feed off of that abundance, okay? They could be, suddenly somebody wants to come around, okay, when they see you doing good. Just be on the lookout for those people, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Energy Oracle to pair the positions and get some more insights. So we have Open to the Universe, we have Return to Heart, and we have Positive Action. Okay. So for the Queen of Wands, okay, we have Open to the Universe. Okay, and it says, I am discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. Thus, I am open to the divine light of the universe. And I love that for the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands, she knows she has the universe behind her, and she can wave whatever reality she wants into her existence. And she knows her worth, her abilities are infinite, and she has confidence in her potential. So I love that pairing for the Queen of Wands. For the Nine of Swords, we pulled Return to Heart, and it reads, I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul. The present moment. I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart and find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find peace in inner silence. And I love that pairing for the Nine of Swords, because like I said, the Nine of Swords is you overthinking and worrying and having a lot of doubt. And like I said, with the Return of Heart, even it just says, I calm my thoughts, I focus on my heart and find space to be where light and greatness are. I find peace in inner silence. So like I said, for my earth signs, when this Nine of Swords energy pops up, when you do start to maybe overthink or start doubting or having regrets, just like it says, return to your heart. Remember, that you have this present moment. Remember that everything's working out for you. Remember that the abundance is already there for you. And like it says, I focus on my heart and find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find peace in inner silence. So, maybe meditate, maybe listen to a video, a motivational video, maybe journal. There's so many different ways that we can bring ourselves back to the present moment and connect back to our spirits, to our souls. Maybe light a candle. Candle gazing is very good as well. But return back to your soul. Remember who you are, earth signs, okay? Because like I said, the abundance is already there, okay? Now, with the Seven of Swords, we pulled Positive Action. And I'll read what it says. It says, I focus on the beauty in me and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go of and entrust to God. So basically, with the Seven of Swords, you can't, the person or whatever it is that is having the Seven of Swords energy, it's not you, but whatever it is, you can't do nothing but give it to God, okay? Don't even worry about it. Don't stress it. That's what Positive Action is saying. Like it says, what I cannot change, I let go of and entrust to God. And that's what you're going to have to do when this Seven of Swords energy comes, okay? Because whoever or whatever the Seven of Swords energy is, it can be sneaky. It's trying to get away with it, but you don't even need to worry about it, okay? God, the universe, source, okay, intelligence, divine intelligence, they got it. So you good. Just focus on your abundance, okay? For my earth signs, focus on your abundance. Know that there might be somebody who's trying to get away or plot on you or whatever it might be, but they can't stop you, okay? Because your abundance is already yours. And it's in God's hands with positive action, it's in God's hands. Like, I love the saying, it's above me. It's above me. Like, because you just really can't worry about whoever is trying to stop you, okay? And you already do enough, worrying and doubting, and, you already do enough with that overthinking. So, like, you don't need to be worried about nobody else, okay, trying to get in your way of the abundance. But I do want to make very clear that with my earth signs, I feel like my earth signs, try to achieve perfection. And because we believe that perfection is tied to us receiving abundance. And so and because you feel like maybe you don't have that perfection, that's keeping you up. You're worried about, I wasn't perfect. And so, I missed my chance. But it's like, no, you got your chance. The abundance is yours, okay? So I'm going to read what it says for the abundance card. Let's see. So it says, take advantage of this time of abundance. It is all around you. Possibility and opportunities are everywhere. You are open and responsive to the abundance around you. There is enough for everyone. So yeah, I am abundant and I am surrounded by opportunity. Yeah, this is an abundant time for my earth signs. Like I said before, you guys have worked for it in the past with the Queen of Wands. Okay, you've manifested this abundance that you're about to receive. And do not believe that perfection is tied to the abundance. Do it, I posted a post, I think it was today or yesterday, but I think it was last night. But, it said, do it scared, do it broke, do it alone, do it, just do it, And even if it's not perfect, you still can have abundance and imperfection. Woo! I don't know. That might be a message. I'm going to let y'all figure that one out, if that's the message or not. But there is abundance in imperfection, okay? I didn't smile saying it. Look, that's a message, okay? Because leave it up to y'all. Y'all a miss. But, y'all get it, though, okay? There is abundance in imperfection. So remember that when you start to get this Nine of Swords energy, okay? Remember that and return to your heart, okay? And then with the Seven of Swords, you can't be worried about it, period. Give it to God automatically. As soon as you feel like some fugazi, some finessing energy, okay, is coming about in your future, give it to God. Don't, because again, right, what you cannot change, give it to God, period. So yeah, that's the message for my earth signs. I'm so happy for my earth signs. You guys are receiving the abundance that you have worked hard for and that you have manifested, okay? And you guys, no matter what, again, I'll say it one last time. There is abundance in imperfection, okay? Just because you're not perfect, just because things aren't the way that you always want them to be, doesn't mean that you can't get your abundance, okay? There's abundance everywhere surrounding you during this Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse. You just really have to see it and grab it. Really, once you see it, grab it, okay? Because if you don't, you ain't gonna get it, period. And like I said, eclipses, I said this before, eclipses are, oftentimes seen as portals that we can or cannot jump through. You know, like it's your decision to jump through the portal or not. You know, you can stay where you are, and or you can jump through and claim where you are supposed to be divinely right now. Okay, and um, so it's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is the message that I have for my earth signs. If you guys want any more clarity, feel free to reach out to me in my DMs. You know, this for all the signs actually. You know, there was a general reading. Be sure to check your sun, rising, and moon. Also your Mercury as well. And you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Sagittarius Total Lunar Eclipse. I can kind of already feel it. Like I feel like the pre stages of it. I'm gonna say like the pre energy. I don't know if that's in the dictionary, but I can feel the pre energy like cooking up. Okay, it's gonna be very powerful. Total lunar eclipses are rare. You know, we do have lunar eclipses often, but like a total lunar eclipse, those are rare. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I do wish you guys a positive experience during this total lunar eclipse. I'm not gonna gas y'all because, you know, it varies for everybody when it comes to the moon. So, child, it can send you left, it can send you right, and that's just, you know, the will of the universe. But you know, I'm hoping that everybody is able to navigate it no matter where it takes you, and you know that you remember that, you know, you're a spirit and you're a soul and you're here to evolve and grow. So even if it doesn't feel comfortable, it still could be necessary for your journey. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me during this reading, and I will see you guys next time. We have a new moon in Gemini coming up next, so that's exciting. So yeah, I will see you guys next time.